Hey 4-H family, Todd Williams again, here to talk to you about building a good reputation. So, as we move into Rockwall Youth Fair season, there are things that you want to remember as a young person, as a 4-H member, on building a good reputation. And I'm going to go through 10 of these with you guys today. And so, a good reputation, or a reputation itself, is a widespread belief about something or someone. And I think the key on that is that it's widespread. So it's not just within a small area, but it's across the board. And a good reputation takes time, it takes building blocks. But to ruin a good reputation takes only one or two acts. And so I want to encourage you to build that good reputation. So in doing so, first of all, number one, we want to be retrospective and honest with ourselves. And that means know our quirks, know things that we do that may not affect us, but it may affect others, such as maybe looking someone in the eye. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we mumble when we speak. Possibly we shuffle our feet, or we may slump over as opposed to stand up straight. All of these things we know about ourselves, and so as we're evaluating, working on that good reputation, those are things that we want to try and strive to be better at not doing, to present ourselves in the best light possible. So number two is going to be sincere with others. So when you're talking to them, be sincere. Be real. Don't blow them off. Don't make fun of them, but be sincere. And that's pretty easy, we think. But sometimes we catch ourselves either talking about someone in a group that's not with that person, or we're willing to listen to others talk about other people. And so when we be sincere, let's work on being real and making sure that we're only listening to those things that we should when it comes to ourselves and others. 3, be willing to help others, whether it's in the project activity that you're doing or whether it's just out and about. Be willing to help others. Be willing to help your friend. If someone drops something at the store or something, be willing to help them pick it up. Stop. Show that you care. Show that you recognize what's going on and that you're willing to help and make a difference for the better. That also goes into being sincere, which we talked about in number 2. Number 4, do what you say. If you tell someone you're going to do something, make sure that you do it. Now, some of our timelines may be different, but if you agree to a timeline of when you're going to get something done, make sure you do it within that timeline. That goes back to even our schoolwork. You know, we have deadlines of when things have to be done. Make sure you keep your commitment and you get those things done on time when it's required. Number 5, be authentic in your relationships. Now, you say, well, we just talked about being sincere. We did. However, being authentic in relationships goes a little bit further, because we can be sincere with anyone and everyone. But with people that we know and we have relationships with, it can be a little different. Be real. Be authentic. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Don't try to masquerade or put on a false identity to make yourself look better. Be real. And people appreciate that. Number 6, mind your body language. Right now, all that you can see on me is basically from my chest up. And so you can't see that my one hand, you see it right here, my one hand is moving. My second hand I have in my pocket. And so usually if I was up in front of someone, I would not have my hand in my pocket. But also, what we're talking about with body language is if you're talking with someone, make sure you're paying attention to them. If I'm on my phone and I'm doing this, looking at my phone while someone's talking, most of us probably don't think very much about it right now, but that just doesn't show that you're concentrating on what they're saying. That means that you've got something else that you'd rather be doing, and if they would just shut up, it would be fine with you. So don't do that, okay? Give them your attention. Also, if someone says something and I roll my eyes, okay, that expresses to them that, either he doesn't believe me, he doesn't think that there's that importance to them that I placed on this particular matter, or he's kind of making fun of me, okay? So think about those things. If I were to take my hands and arms and cross them like this, usually that puts up a barrier in front of someone. And that means I don't want to listen, okay? And so make sure that when you're talking with someone that you're open to them and what they're saying. That helps in the communication process. Also, if my feet are turned one way, my body's turned another way, there's a show out right now that says that your feet tell the truth and your feet tell where you want to go. And I'm probably pretty open to that thing as well, going, okay, so am I trying to run off? Am I trying to do something else? Or do I actually care about what this person is saying? Number 7, remember social media. Some of you guys are on Twitter, some of you guys are on TikTok, you guys are on Snapchat, Instagram, and many other different formats. Facebook. Be mindful of what you put on there. Be mindful of who your friends are or your connections and how those pair up, because those tell a story about you. I've just recently completely got off of Facebook for a short time, because if you don't pay attention, it will take up and consume your time. And remember, we talked about being authentic with people and having those relationships. I would much rather have a relationship face-to-face in person than worried about how many likes I get or dislikes I get, which is not your friends. And so be mindful of that on what you post on social media, on what you look at on social media, and how you present yourself as well. And then those time periods that you take on that, which can be very extensive if we don't pay attention to what we're doing. Number 8, listen first and talk second. I know that's a challenge that I can have, is that I need to listen first to understand what someone else is saying and then respond. And that's what communication is about. It's a two-way street, listening to each other or to others and then also speaking. And so it's a give and take in that relationship pattern. It's not just one person speaking and everyone else just listening. And so remember that. And then number 9, accept responsibility. This goes back to not just doing what I say, but understanding that my project work is my responsibility. My parents can help me and they can work with me, but ultimately, as a 4-H'er, that project is my responsibility. And so not blaming someone else if something doesn't go as I prefer for it to go, or not blaming something else for that type of thing as well. But understanding that in life, things can go good and then things can go off the track sometime. But if I'm willing to take those action steps to promote the best possible outcome, then I know that I am taking responsibility for that. And I am working daily to make that happen. And then number 10, be personal. Be personal. Allow others to see you and who you are. Don't just put up that front. Don't talk about people. Mind your P's and Q's. Do what you're supposed to do so you can have a successful project. Now, a question may be, why do I even care about that? Okay, well, we just talked about If we are moving forward to the youth fair, many of you have market projects, and many of you are hoping that you're going to make those top 10 spots in your species to make the sale. Well, people who want to encourage you, affirm you in what you're doing, they're looking for young people who have a good reputation. Someone that they know if they put their money towards, that young person is going to go out then and really make a difference. One who's going to use it possibly for college, one that's going to use that money maybe to support another project, but a young person who has a good reputation. So I encourage you, not only in your 4-H work, but all through life, is to make sure that you have that good reputation as you move forward and as you grow up. So let's talk a little bit more about the application on that. So when you're out and about at a sports event, at church, at the store, be willing to greet people with a smile. And all you have to say is, hello, how are you today? Or howdy. We say that at A&M. A simple hello can make someone's day. And greeting them acknowledges their presence and their value. Many times we just pass people by. And so if we just step out of our comfort zone and be willing to say hello, it can make a huge difference. How does that play into your good reputation as a potential consignor in the sale at the youth fair? You may see one of your buyers out and about. If you're not willing to say hello to them at all, then they're thinking when they get there, well, I saw that young person at the store the other day. They did not even acknowledge me. But yet today they want me to support them. So be willing to say hello. Be willing to greet them, because that makes a huge difference as you grow up through life. And many times you will hear adults say, it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And there is a lot of accuracy in that. You want to make sure that you're doing well in your subjects at school. You want to make sure that when you're in college that you're competent in what you're doing. But a lot of times it's also who you know. And that goes into that good reputation as well. And so if you have that good reputation, then people want to invest in you. So just remember, as you go forth, keep that in mind. And so let's go through those one more time just to make sure that you've got those. The first one is be introspective and be honest with yourself. Number 2, be sincere with others. Number 3, be willing to help others. Number 4, do what you say. Number 5, be authentic in all of your relationships. Number 6, mind your body language. 7, remember the social media outlets. Number 8, listen first, talk second. Number 9, accept responsibility. And number 10, be personable. Thank you. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.